In today's video, I will be talking about the story of Anna Nicole Smith. Hi and welcome to my Soul Tribe. My name is Miriam Rose. If you like this video, please make sure to subscribe, set your bell on all, like, comment and share, as I really appreciate all of your support. Now let's get on with the video. Anna Nicole Smith, born Vicky Lynn Hogan on November the 28th, 1967, and she passed away at the age of 39 on February the 8th, 2007. She was an American model, actress, and television personality. Smith started her career as a Playboy magazine centerfold in May 1992 and won the title of 1993 Playmate of the Year. She later modeled for fashion companies including Guess, H&M, and Heatherette. Smith dropped out of high school in 1984 and married in 1985. Soon after, she divorced in 93. In 94, her highly publicized second marriage to an 89-year-old billionaire, J. Howard Marshall, resulted in speculation that she married him for his money, which she denied. Following Marshall's passing in 1995, Smith began a lengthy legal battle over a share of his estate. Her cases reached the Supreme Court of the United States, Marshall versus Marshall, on a question of federal jurisdiction, and Stern versus Marshall on a question of bankruptcy court authority. Smith passed away in Hollywood, Florida, of a combined drug intoxication. In her early life, Anna Nicole Smith, the only daughter of Virgie, Arthur, and Donald Hogan, she had 5 half siblings on her father's side. Smith was primarily raised by her mother and her aunt. She attended Durkee Elementary School and Aldine High School in Houston, where she was born. When she was in the 9th grade, she was sent to live with her maternal aunt in Mexia, Texas. At Mexia High School, Smith failed her freshman year and dropped out of school during her sophomore year. Anna Nicole Smith secured the contract to replace supermodel Claudia Schiffer in a Guess Jeans ad campaign featuring a series of sultry black and white photographs. During the Guess campaign, she took on the stage name Anna Nicole. Guess photographers noticed Smith bore a striking resemblance to bombshell Jane Mansfield and showcased her in several Mansfield-inspired photo sessions. In 1993, she modeled for the Swedish clothing company H&M, which led to her picture being displayed on large billboards in Sweden and Norway. Smith was featured on the cover of Marie Claire in October 93 and in GQ magazine earlier that year. A photographer of Smith was used by New York magazine on the cover of its August 22, 1994 issue titled White Trash Nation. In the photo, she appears sitting in a short skirt with cowboy boots as she eats chips. In October 94, Smith initiated a $5 million lawsuit against the magazine, claiming that she did not authorize the use of her photo and that the article damaged her reputation. The lawsuit was reported to be settled. In 1998, she appeared in the tell-all self-promotion film Anna Nicole Smith Exposed, which was based on several photo sessions during her Playboy career. In the early 2000s, Smith had very few acting roles. As a result of her rising popularity with tabloids and gossip columnists, Smith was given her own reality show on the E! Cable network. The Anna Nicole Show premiered in August 2002, achieving the highest cable rating for a reality show. The series attempted to focus on the private life of Smith, her boyfriend attorney Howard K. Stern, her son Daniel Wayne Smith, her assistant Kimberly Kinney Walther, her miniature poodle Sugar Pie, her interior decorator Bobby Trendy, and her cousin from Texas, Shelley Cloud. The show was cancelled in June 2003, with the last episode premiering in October 2004. In an interview on Late Night with Conan O'Brien, Smith was asked what her Playmate diet consisted of. She instantly replied, fried chicken. In October 2003, she became a spokeswoman for Trim Spa, which allegedly helped her lose a reported 69 pounds. Trim Spa Diet Product Company and Smith were sued in a class action lawsuit alleging their marketing of a weight loss pill was false or misleading. In November 2004, Smith appeared at the American Music Awards to introduce Kanye West and attracted attention because of her slurred speech and behavior. During her live appearance, she threw her arms up and asked, "Like my body?" Smith murmured other comments and alluded to Trim Spa. The incident became comic material for presenters throughout the rest of the program. Her appearance was featured in the media the following day. In March 2005, at the first MTV Australian Video Music Awards in Sydney's Luna Park, Smith spoofed Janet Jackson's wardrobe malfunction by pulling down her dress to reveal both breasts, each covered with the MTV logo. As for her personal life, while working at Jim's Crispy Fried Chicken in Mexia, Smith met Billy Wayne Smith, a cook at the restaurant, and the couple married on April 4th, 1985, when he was 16 and she was 17. She gave birth to their son Daniel Wayne Smith on January 22nd, 1986. Smith and her husband then separated separated the following year. They divorced in 1993. While performing at a Houston strip club in October 91, Smith met 86-year-old petroleum tycoon J. Howard Marshall. During their 2-year affair, Marshall reportedly lavished expensive gifts on Smith and asked her to marry him several times. On June 27, 1994, Smith and Marshall were married in Houston, resulting in speculation that she married him for money. She maintained all along that she loved Marshall and that age did not matter to her. On August 4, 1995, 13 months after his marriage to Smith, Marshall passed away in Houston at the age of 90. Even though Smith was not in Marshall's will, she claimed that in return for marriage, Marshall verbally promised her half of his estate, which primarily consisted of a 16% interest in Koch Industries, then worth $1.6 billion. Smith's stepson E. Pierce Marshall disputed the claim. Smith temporarily joined forces with J. Howard's other son, J. Howard Marshall III, who was disowned after attempting to take control of Koch Industries. Howard III also claimed that his father had verbally promised him a portion of the estate. Like Smith, Howard III was also left out of his father's will. In 1996, Smith filed for bankruptcy in California as a result of an $850,000 default judgment against her for the harassment of a nanny who cared for her son. Since any money potentially due to her from the Marshall estate was part of her potential assets, the bankruptcy court involved itself in the matter. In September 2000, an LA bankruptcy judge awarded Smith $449,754,134, the amount that the value of Marshall's interest in Koch Industries rose in value during their marriage. However, in July 2001, Houston Judge Mike Wood affirmed the jury's findings in the probate case by ruling that Smith was entitled to nothing. The judge ordered Smith to pay over $1 million to cover the legal costs and expenses of E. Pierce Marshall. The conflict between the Texas probate court and California bankruptcy court judgments forced the matter into federal court. In March 2002, a federal judge vacated the California bankruptcy court's ruling and issued a new ruling that reduced the award to $88 million. On December 30, 2004, a 3-judge panel of the United States Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit reversed that decision on the grounds that the federal courts lacked jurisdiction to overrule the probate court decision. In September 2005, the U.S. Supreme Court decided to hear the appeal of that decision. The George W. Bush administration directed Paul Clement, the United States Solicitor General, to intercede on Smith's behalf out of an interest in expanding federal court jurisdiction over state probate disputes. On May 1, 2006, the Supreme Court unanimously decided in favor of Smith. Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg wrote the opinion. The decision did not give Smith a portion of her husband's estate, but affirmed her right to pursue a share of it in federal court. As far as she was allegedly addicted to prescription medications, a psychiatrist said she met with Smith in April 2006 at Cedars Sinai Medical Center in LA and said that Smith had borderline personality disorder. On June 1, 2006, Smith announced her pregnancy in a video clip on her official website. Her daughter, Danielle Lynn Hope Marshall Stern, was born September 7, 2006 in New Providence, the Bahamas. In an interview on CNN's Larry King Live after the death of Smith's son, attorney Howard Stern said that he and Smith had been in a relationship for a very long time and claimed he was the father. Entertainment photographer Larry Burkhead claimed that he was the baby's father and filed a lawsuit to establish paternity. The Bahamian birth certificate recorded the father as Stern. A judge in the United States ordered that DNA tests be performed to determine the biological father of Smith's daughter. Following Smith's passing, Burkhead's attorney asked for an emergency DNA sample to be taken from Smith's body. The request was denied by a judge who ordered that Smith's body be preserved until February 20th. In the same month, Zsa Zsa Gabor's husband said that he had had a decade-long affair with Smith and could potentially be the father of her daughter. Alexander Dank, a former bodyguard and chief of Smith, also claimed that he had an affair with Smith and that he too was potentially the father. In April 2007, a Bahamian judge ruled that DNA tests had established Burkhead as the father of Smith's daughter. Burkhead subsequently applied for an amended birth certificate listing him as the father, which paved the way for him to obtain a passport for the baby to live with him for the States. Stern did not contest the DNA results or the ruling, and Burkhead returned to the United States with the baby. Smith's 20-year-old son Daniel Wade Smith passed away on September 10, 2006 in his mother's hospital room while visiting her and her baby. An autopsy found that he passed from a combination of drugs including methadone and antidepressants. A Bahamian jury determined Daniel passed from an accidental drug overdose and recommended no criminal charges. According to Stern, Smith was devastated over her son's passing. Anna and Daniel were inseparable. Daniel was without question the most important person in Anna's life. Stern said during his testimony testimony at the trial regarding the right to control disposition of Smith's remains. At Daniel's funeral, she had them open the coffin and try to climb inside. She said that if Daniel had to be buried, I want to be buried with him. She was ready to go down with him. Stern continued, Anna saw herself as both mother and father to Daniel. From the time I met her, everything was for Daniel. I would say that physically, she passed away last week, but in a lot of ways, emotionally, she passed away when Daniel died. On September 28, 2006, Smith and Stern had a commitment ceremony while exchanging vows and rings in an informal commitment ceremony in the Bahamas. Although they pledged their love and made a commitment to be there for each other before a Baptist minister, no marriage certificate was issued and the ceremony was not legally binding. Regarding the questionable timing of the ceremony, Smith's attorney in Nassau said they needed a little adrenaline boost because things have been so hectic and devastating in their life recently. Photos of the ceremony were sold through Getty Images to People magazine for around $1 million. As for Anna Nicole Smith's passing, she was found unresponsive on February 8, 2007 at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. The wife of Smith's bodyguard, who was an emergency registered nurse, performed CPR for 15 minutes until the bodyguard took over. He had driven back to the hotel after being notified by his wife of Smith's condition. According to Seminole Police Chief Charlie Tiger, at 1:38 p.m. local time, Smith's bodyguard, who was also a trained paramedic, called the hotel front desk from Smith's 6th floor room. The employee at the front desk in turn called the hotel security guard, who then called 911. At 1:45 p.m., the bodyguard administered CPR until the paramedics arrived. At 2:10 p.m., Smith was rushed to Memorial Regional Hospital, where she was pronounced dead on arrival at 2:49 p.m. An investigation was established. It was announced that Smith passed of combined drug intoxication with the sleeping medication chloral hydrate as the major component. No illegal drugs were found in her system. The official report stated that her passing was not considered to be due to homicide, suicide, or natural causes. Additionally, an official copy of the autopsy report was publicly released on March 2007. Smith's passing was ultimately ruled an accidental drug overdose of the sedative chloral hydrate that became increasingly toxic when combined with other prescription drugs in her system, specifically for benzodiazepines, Klonopin, Ativan, Serax, and Valium. Furthermore, she had taken Benadryl and Topamax, both of which block sodium channels, likely intensifying the sedative effects of the chloral hydrate and benzodiazepines. It was reported that 8 of the 11 drugs in Smith's system, including the chloral hydrate, were prescribed to Stern, not Smith. Additionally, 2 of the prescriptions were written for Alex Katz, and 1 was written for Smith's friend and psychiatrist. Smith's funeral took place on March 2, 2007 in Bahamas. Smith's will was prepared and executed on July 30, 2001 in Los Angeles, California. Smith named her son Daniel as the sole beneficiary of her estate, especially excluded other children and named Stern executor of the estate. It indicated personal property valued at $10,000 and real estate property valued at $1.8 million with a $1.1 million mortgage. At the time of her passing, a petition to probate Smith's will was filed in Los Angeles County Superior Court, listing Burkhead as a party with interest to the estate. A black granite monument was installed at Smith's grave in the Bahamas in February 2009. And clearly, when Anna Nicole Smith wrote her last will, it was done before the passing of her beloved son Daniel. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I love each and every one of you. If you would like to expand your consciousness, please make sure to visit my other channel called Miriam Rose 2. Cosmic kisses to everyone. Till next time, bye for now.